All right. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Holenstein. The purpose of my speech is to persuade my audience, you, to agree with the legalization of medicinal marijuana throughout the United States. Have you ever had a loved one suffering from the effects of chemotherapy from cancer, or Alzheimer's, glaucoma, or AIDS? Based on a Millman client report, cancer patients receiving chemotherapy account for 22% of all cancer patients. That means that 22% of those cancer patients are affected by symptoms such as nausea, loss of appetite, and indescribable pain. First, I will tell you how the legalization of medicinal marijuana can allow you to help all these people in our country. But I want to elaborate on the negative connotation that surrounds marijuana. Researchers from the University of Texas published research on the long-term effects of marijuana use on the brain. The research dispels the myth that marijuana lowers IQ. They also found reduced gray matter, which is associated with the addiction to the drug, so that dispels the addiction to marijuana. Some of the helpful constituents of cannabis is the main psychoactive component, like THC. In 1986, synthetic THC was approved for the treatment of chemo-induced nausea and vomiting. The main issue of the legalization of marijuana is for FDA approval. By developing and expanding research, more can be done to characterize it as an herb rather than just a dangerous drug. To be considered a legitimate medicine by the FDA, a substance must have well-defined ingredients. The issue is with each plant, like individual plant, the level of THC is different, so that's what the issue is with FDA's approval, is that they can't give it a specific dosage, anything like that, with each plant. By legalizing its consumption, marijuana can give many people relief from suffering. With AIDS, like there's loss of appetite is a big issue. So anyone that knows anything about marijuana, it helps you eat and it calms your stomach for nausea. A way that you can help is write to your congressperson to urge him or her to legalize marijuana in your state. One by one, each state will join suit with what half of the U.S. has already begun. Part of the U.S. is legal for recreational use of marijuana, which I've already proved is not, does not lower IQ or anything like that. Now I forgot. Yeah, I'm not gonna get 5 minutes. Anyways, by doing this, legalization is the goal of this persuasive speech, and hopefully now you can become one of the Americans that helps thousands. And go.
Okay, so my topic, which is particularly good, seeing as I'm talking to mostly guys that are college age, I think you might actually be interested in this one, at least to some degree. My speech is to persuade you and the rest of America to legalize prostitution. Okay, so I myself don't have any experience in this. However, you don't need experience to know that it is actually, I dare say, detrimental to America for it to be illegal. There are exactly 3 things that legalizing prostitution will do for America. The first of which is it'll boost the economy. Before I can analyze what it'll do for America, let's analyze what it's doing for a country that's already taken this step. Germany already has legalized prostitution. It wasn't that long ago, but in the very short time that it's been around in Germany, they are raking in approximately $18 billion off that industry every year. And some smaller towns, like the town of Bonn, it's actually become the major source of tax revenue in those towns, kind of like in Georgia with speeding tickets. So that's Germany. Now, America actually does have a small little portion that it is legal. As most of you probably know, this place is known as Nevada, specifically Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, due to calculations and estimated number of illegal prostitutes in America and the average income of a single prostitute in Las Vegas, it's estimated that in the first year after legalizing it in America, we would be making about $20 billion off of it every year. That's year 1. It would grow from there. So, obviously a big hit for our economy. Second thing is it would actually lower the crime rates in America. Enough people, well, let's start with this. We all know that prison overcrowding is a huge problem. Well, it's estimated that about on average, 77,500 people are arrested every year in America for something related to prostitution. If it becomes legal, that's 77,500 people every year that aren't getting put into the prison systems. Lastly, it would help with the disease rate. Currently, with illegal, kept in check prostitutes, STDs is a very, very, very high risk, naturally. However, it's been proven, like in Germany, when it becomes legalized and regulated, and the professionals in this field are actually checked up on regularly and are required to wear protection and that kind of stuff, that rate goes down significantly, therefore saving a lot of people. So, you know what legalizing prostitution in America can do, but what can you do to make this happen? Simple. Make a big deal about it. Contact congressmen, make a blog, do whatever. Get it out there. The more we tell the government that it needs to happen to fix a lot of the problems that we have, the more they're most likely to listen to us. For instance, tactics like this. Legalization of marijuana. Years ago, it was a big thing. Slowly started to get more into the mainstream of government and everything, and states are finally starting to legalize it. We can do the same thing here. And before I leave you to let you go and rant and rave at the government about legalizing prostitution, I'll leave you with this fun little quote. What happens in Vegas may stay in Vegas. But what happens in America is generally shared and spread with basically everyone else on the planet. Which means a lot of very, very happy people. I am over.